Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the I.C.T Challenge Part 2, Inverness Caledonian Thistle. Well, we've come a long way. We've come an awful long way because we've just got to the start of Season 3. We've made the big league. We've made it into the Premier League. We think we've had a game. We've had a game. And something really bizarre happened here. A real bizarre thing, something I never knew existed in the Scottish football. So at the end of Season 1, as you know, we got to the SFA Cup final. We lost to Celtic, but like England, we qualified for the Europa League through the back door because Celtic had already won the league. They were in Europe, so we qualified for it. We got knocked out in the first round against Monaco, as we know. Fuck that. Season 2, we got to the semi-finals where we lost to Celtic again. Season 3 starts and it says that we've been picked to go into the Europa League, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we in the Europa League? And it turns out, right, it gets worse because it then pops up, we've got to play a Europa League qualifying game. And I'm thinking, I don't understand why I'm playing a Europa League qualifying game. I don't know why I'm in the Europa League because we finished, obviously, the Championship as first place. We didn't win. We won the Challenge Cup, but that wouldn't be for a Europa League spot. It turns out we then had to have a playoff game against Raith Rovers. And then it all sort of fit into place for me. Because, and it's ironic actually, because I actually forgot that Raith got relegated. That's bizarre. Raith got to the semi-finals of the Cup last season, and they lost to Rangers. We lost to Celtic. Celtic and Rangers played each other. They were both already in Europe, so it would normally go to the runners-up, like in England, but they were in Europe, so in England, it would go to the next league place team. That doesn't apply in Scotland, so it went to the semi-finalists, which was me and Raith, which is why we had to have a playoff, which was absolutely bizarre. Europa League playoff. And I actually didn't realise that I forgot that they got relegated, so we absolutely thrashed them in our playoff. So we're through to the first round proper, and we've got ourselves a fairly winnable tie, I think it's fair to say. And there we go. So we've got we've got a thing going on, don't we? So we've been very, very busy. We've been extremely busy. We've spent some big money. You can see we've recouped in some big money as well. You know, you can see we spent £6.5 million. But as you can see, we've recouped in some serious money as well. £7 million we've recouped in. And let me remind you what the sale we had in February last season. Michael Mellon went to Charlotte in America for £5 million. So our money situation is looking really, really healthy. But we had a huge problem. And that was that, not that I applied for this actually, but it came up that the local council has blocked your permission to build a stadium. And I for a moment thought, are they going to let me in the Premier League? But they did, so our stadium's never going to change. So I can't see this going beyond another season or 2 seasons max, who knows. But, so our stadium remains the same, which means we're going to continue to lose money. Our wages, of course, we've had to sort of, we've had to have a little bit of a higher budget on our wages, all sort of self-imposed. So, you know, that's where we've got a few loanees as well. We brought in a couple of loanees, and we've started out well. Our formation that we've gone to, I felt really that we moved to a defensive midfield during stream, and I felt maybe it's working better. We paid a lot of money for Dean Campbell over at Swansea, and he started out well for me. You know, I think we've done away with the ageing players here and there. We brought in one ageing player because I felt that he could add a little bit of experience, and I wanted someone at right back, and we did that. We haven't really managed to bring in a new goalkeeper. So I've actually brought one in on loan as a third choice, purely because Bonham played every game for me last season. He really did. So, you know, we've started out well. We really have. We sold Hales, our backup striker, who was obviously going to become our main. He did become our main number 1 striker, Hales. Ronan Hale, he became our number 1 when we sold Mellon in February, but then we got a good deal. We got a very, very good deal in for him of an exchange of 2 players. Let me remind myself who the 2 players were from Hearts. It was another striker who's actually going to be, he's not my number 1 striker. And we brought in Odar, someone for the wing who started out pretty good. So I was very, very pleased. And obviously, one of our last signings that we made, we still might buy a signing, was this guy here. And he started out really well for me indeed. We've picked up some free transfers as well. Josh Thomas. Now, it's funny because we were going to get him on a Bosman until I realised we were actually paying compensation of 800 grand. And I thought, no, fuck that. So I pulled out of it. Then he got released. So we picked him up on a free transfer. We brought in Gizmira, who I really like the look of. He was on the no club results search. The passing and pace, I like the look of him, and I might bring him to the seniors at some point. Jacobo, is it Jacobo? Ibans. Again, I like the look of him. I do like the look of him. He's only a free transfer. Carlos Harvey, the Panama international. We got him, and he is a star player, but I just don't feel he's good enough to start. I really don't. Don't think we've got any more free transfers. But we've still got money to spend. We're bidding for players. Our reputation still isn't high. And you can tell our reputation isn't the greatest. There you see, we are 6th in Scotland. So we're only sort of like, you know, we're joint third behind Celtic and Rangers. But in terms of the All Nations, we're still very poor. 2,801. It's a little bit bizarre, isn't it? You know, one day maybe we can join up with the likes of Arteta, Inzaghi, Guardiola, etc. You never know. You never know. So we've got a bid in here. Is that our bid? I don't think it is actually, because I think we'll get him. But I feel maybe we've got to step it up to some proper quality players. And I feel that the quality players, you know, they're going to cost us too much. You know, they really are. I mean, we've got a Rangers player there. He's not too bad. Do I need a DMC? Probably no, but he's going to cost us about £2.4 million. And I don't, I'm being a little bit careful. Obviously, the wages as well I've got to be careful of. Scott Wright, got to look at keeping on so many things. I might actually make a fresh bid for him. I mean, he's had one game. He's done well, hasn't he? In his one game. He has done well, so let's just, actually, I've already had a bid in. There you see, he's worth 2.8, and we bid 1.5, so we're just going to add another 100 grand on that. He's not needed. We're going to have to really, step it up to the next level if we're going to try and get ourselves taken seriously in this division. And, with that in mind, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got an awful lot of work to do. We could maybe land him for 1.3. I don't know. There's a lot of players, I'm trying to... Now, I like him. He's injury prone 13. He's going to cost us, potentially, 1.2. Injury prone 13 is a bit of a dodge amount. But we'll put in the bid. I feel that we've got to. I really do. Just have a quick gander at these others. Got another Celtic. That's a Swedish defender. I like him, but we don't really need a defender. But I think I might have already put a bid in, so we're going to probably go up to 1.3 on this as well. I think we really need to step it up and bring in these players. Quite like him. Hadn't seen him before. He's a decent, so it's unlikely they're going to. We'll whack £1 million bid in. These Celtic and Rangers players. If we can try and pick up these players, we've got fuck all interested in us. In terms of loans, I was hoping to get something. That Everton player, that Everton goalie, I was trying to get him. I think we actually had an offer accepted. In fact, I'm pretty certain we did. But we couldn't make terms. We've got nothing else really. You can tell if they're going to be half decent by the teams that they're at. He's not too bad, is he? I like him. I do like him. And if we can get him for about 850, half of his value... you never know. You never know. I'm really looking at the teams. I like him. I do like him. But let's just add him to our shortlist. I think it's very unlikely, isn't it? It's very, very unlikely. Yeah. Right, that's it. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me just save so I don't forget. Till next time, from the I.C.T clan, take it easy.